Can't believe that this is my first movie review of 2020, and we're going to talk about Charming.
Alrighty then.
Welcome back, movie watchers. Get it? Because my channel's name is Justin Watches Movies. Today we're talking about the new Netflix animated film, Charming. On the eve of his 21st birthday, an adored prince must find his one true soulmate before the spell takes away all the love from his kingdom. This is an animated film where Prince Charming is engaged to Snow White, Cinderella, and Sleeping Beauty. Pretty interesting premise for a film. This actually has a solid voice cast with Demi Lovato, Wilmer Valderrama, Avril Lavigne. We also have Sia in the film. Wow. This film ended production in 2015. Now, Wilmer Valderrama and Demi Lovato were dating and broke up in 2016 after this film was finished, and then it was released in Spain and throughout the year in Europe and Africa. And now it's finally getting to Netflix in 2021. This film ended production in 2015. Now, Demi Lovato wants nothing to do with Wilmer Valderrama, so she has this movie to look forward to this weekend.
Oh, okay.
This film started off really interesting. It had a pretty good premise for it, where Prince Charming is engaged to 3 girls. He has this curse where he looks at women and they just think he's charming. But before his 21st birthday, he has to find true love. Now insert Demi Lovato's character, Lenore, a street smart and cunning jewel thief who is cursed to never love. They have these curses that really kind of separate them, but you kind of get the idea where this movie is going to go. You know what's going to happen with these characters.
We are same. Same.
This film's trying to inject this humor that's very similar to Shrek, that kind of fantasy element where we have all of these fantasy characters that we know from these stories, and they're bringing it into an animated form. And this is also from the producer of Shrek. So a lot of that humor I found to be very similar, and at times I did laugh a lot within this movie. I think that the movie, though, started off very strong and had a strong premise to begin with, and then kind of shifted to something that felt borrowed and something that felt very similar to other movies. This movie had this idea that was really working, and it was injecting a lot of this energy into, and I really liked the characters and the voice acting. But once we were introduced to Demi Lovato's character, Lenore, and her storyline and how them two were connected, the film became very predictable and also just really thin. Like, there wasn't a strong storyline going for these characters in the overall movie. And that was about 30 minutes into the film. The movie's only an hour and 24 minutes long, if I remember correctly, so it's not a long film. And so about 30 minutes into the movie, it really kind of just lost me. Though I've got to say that the soundtrack in here is really good. There's a song really early on called Trophy Boy. That was written by Patrick Stump, frontman for Fall Out Boy. We also had music performed by Sia and Demi Lovato. So there's a lot of effort to making this music really catchy. And that's probably like one of the biggest things that I enjoyed about this movie is the songs. Trophy Boy is really catchy. I was singing along with the princesses as they were singing the film. The animation is not too bad either. Got a good fantasy element going for it. The animation works for this movie. Just that the storyline starts off really strong, really promising. I enjoyed the humor and the characters, but it quickly transitioned to something very familiar and borrowed and really thin too. There wasn't a lot of development for these characters. Wilmer Valderrama voices Charming and Demi Lovato voices Lenore. And so you kind of see where everything's going and their connection and where the story is going to end up. And so there's really no surprises with this movie. Some of these smaller Netflix animated films that they pick up that have been released years prior, some of them are hits, some of them are misses, more so of the misses. But this film was pretty good. I enjoyed it for what it was. Like I said, that the film felt borrowed and familiar kind of towards the middle half of the movie, but it's got a pretty good premise with some pretty good voice acting too and some really catchy songs. It tries its best to be funny. There's at times where I did laugh, I gotta admit. But I wanted a lot more from the stories and some of these characters. I'm gonna go ahead and give Charming a B-. Thank you guys for checking my review for Charming, my first movie review of 2021. Stick around for more up and coming Netflix content. I can't wait to discuss a lot of films with you guys this year. You guys are the best as always. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.